Standard 11, I am going to discuss some topics of chapter 1, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. Here in this chapter today I am discussing the 5 laws of chemical combination. What I am going to discuss, that is laws of chemical combination. What are those laws? Let us take up the definition at first. First is law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. Yes, this you have studied in standard 9. 2 laws you have studied: law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. Law of constant proportion. Next, third law is law of multiple proportion. Multiple proportion. Next, Gay-Lussac's law. Then Avogadro's hypothesis. Avogadro's hypothesis. So today what we are going to deal? We are going to deal with the 5 laws of chemical combination. First one is law of conservation of mass. What is law of conservation of mass? According to law of conservation of mass, the sum of the mass of reactant is equal to sum of the mass of the product. Means the mass remain conserved. Means mass is neither created nor destroyed during chemical reaction. If you take up the reactants mass and if you add it up, and if after the reaction is over, if you take up the product and if you add it up, you will find that the masses of the sum of the mass of the reactant is equal to sum of the mass of the product. What I told? Sum of mass of reactant is equal to sum of mass of product. Mass of product. Sum of mass of reactant is equal to sum of mass of products. But if you go in detail, you will see that there is some modification in this law. What? There is some modification in this law. During radioactive reactions, you will find that the mass of the product is slightly less than the mass of the reactant. Why is it so? Because during radioactive reactions, lots and lots of energy is released. And we know energy is equal to mc square. Energy and mass can be interconverted. So the mass of the product is slightly less than the mass of the reactant. What I am telling, again I am repeating, that during radioactive reactions, the mass of the product is slightly less than the mass of the reactant. Why is it so? It is so because during radioactive reactions, lots and lots of energy is released. So the sum of the mass gets converted into energy. So it is less. So during our common chemical reaction, sum of the mass of the reactant is equal to sum of the mass of the product. That only we will remember, and we will try to solve questions in this formula only. Sum of the mass of the reactant is equal to sum of the mass of the product. But for your information, I told you this. Next is law of constant proportion. What is law of constant proportion? According to law of constant proportion, it states that whenever a compound is formed, it is formed from the same element and that too combined in same fixed proportion by mass. What I am telling? Whenever any compound is formed, it is formed from same element, that too combined in same fixed proportion by mass. That is law of constant proportion. Whenever a compound is formed, that compound is made up of same element and that too combined in same fixed proportion by mass. If you are changing the proportion, then that compound will not be formed, another compound will be formed. Suppose I am giving you an example. Suppose carbon reacts with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. And CaCO3 upon heating, it also gives CaO plus CO2. Then CO plus half O2, it also gives carbon dioxide. You see, I have written 3 reactions. And in each case you see carbon dioxide is formed. By whichever method you are forming carbon dioxide always contains carbon and oxygen. And what is their ratio of combination? Carbon atomic mass 12, oxygen 16 into 2, 32. So what is the ratio? 4 3 is 3 is to 4 8 is 3 is to 8. So whenever by whichever means we are preparing carbon dioxide always contains carbon and oxygen. And what is their ratio of combining? Their ratio is 3 is to 8. Okay? Next, we'll deal law of multiple proportion. Law of multiple proportion. See, this is the law you are going to study for the first time. Race 2 you have studied in your junior class, standard 9 also. What is this law of multiple proportion? Law of multiple proportion states that if 2 elements combines to form 2 or more compound, then if the mass of 2 elements are combining to form 2 or more compounds, I will explain with example, students. Then if the masses of one of the element is kept fixed and the other element which combines with this fixed mass is calculated, it will be in simple whole number ratio by mass. Again I am telling that if 2 elements combine to form 2 or more compounds, and if in these compounds we keep the mass of one of the element fixed and the other element which combine with this fixed element, if you find out the ratio, you will find that it bears a simple whole number ratio to each other. Let us take up the example. All of you will write the definition. You will study the definition from your NCERT book or your reference book. Now, let us give the example. Suppose carbon and oxygen is combining to form 2 compounds, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. We'll take the mass of or parts of carbon combined. Parts of carbon combined. Parts of oxygen combined. Parts of carbon and parts of oxygen, if you calculate, what will be the ratio? We'll find out at first. We'll write this. Carbon 12, oxygen 16. Next, carbon 12, oxygen 32. Here I have taken one example in which in both the cases carbon is having a fixed mass 12. So we don't have any problem. 12, 12. Now what I told that the other, if we keep the mass of one element fixed and we find out the mass of other element which combine with this fixed mass, then that will bear a simple whole number ratio to each other. Here carbon is combined, parts of carbon combined 12 parts only, parts of oxygen 16, 32. So 12 parts carbon combines with 16 parts oxygen. Here in the next example 12 parts carbon combined with 32 parts oxygen. So if we find out the ratio in which the other element is combining with the fixed mass, then what is the ratio? It is 1:2. This is the law of multiple proportion. Again I am giving another example to clarify this. Okay. Suppose we are taking the compounds of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen combines to form the variety of compounds. In different ratios, nitrogen and oxygen combines and it forms a variety of compounds. Suppose nitrogen and oxygen is combining to form NO, then N2O3, then N2O4, then NO2, then N2O5. Okay, I have taken all these things. Now you see how much parts of nitrogen is combining with oxygen. Parts of nitrogen 14. Okay, parts of oxygen 16, then 28, then 48, then 28, 64, then 14, 32, then 28, 80. You see, here in NO, 14 parts nitrogen is combining with 16 parts oxygen. In N2O3, 28 part is combining with 48 part. In N2O4, 28 part is combining with 64 part. In NO2, 14 part with 32 part. Then in N2O5, 28 part with 80 part. Now, if we fix the mass of nitrogen, suppose nitrogen, we are fixing the mass of nitrogen 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. Now you see 14 parts combined with 16 parts. So parts of oxygen here also will be 16. Here you see 28 parts combined with 48 parts of oxygen. So 14 will combine with 24. Here you see 28 is combining with 64. So 14 will combine with 32. Then 14 is combining with 32. So 14 with 32. Then 28 with 80. Then 14 with 40. Okay. Now what I told, if we keep the mass of one of the element fixed, the other element which combines with this fixed mass bear a simple whole number ratio to each other. So let us find out this whole number ratio between these. Okay. Let us see. 16 is to 24 is to 32 is to 32 is to 40. If you take the table of 4, then or 8 also we can take. 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 4 is to 5. So ratio is simple whole number ratio. The parts of oxygen which is combining with nitrogen to form different compounds of nitrogen, that bears a simple whole number ratio to each other. stories. Okay? We'll discuss numericals at last. Now let us finish it up. Next topic is